what are the best ways that you think are to insure your collection? And when I went about this, it was because unfortunately there's been a lot of tragedies that have been going around with just like the fires or weather or just being in a certain part where something's happened. And like, you know, we've had it happen to us, like where, you know, things have gotten destroyed, but you know, are there alternatives to being able to protect your collectibles? Jeez Louise, brother. Let me just not talk.
That's what happens when you like the GameCube.
Bro, there's gonna be so many coming for your neck. But anyway, like basically what I just want to kind of talk about was just like, what is the best way you think, in your opinion, to be able to protect your collection?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Chris has to say.
Go ahead,
you have
Chris.
the most valuable collectibles.
I do, and I do not have insurance on them. I don't even know.
You're just raw dogging it, huh?
I'm raw dogging. I don't know if I contacted. I was on the phone with my insurance. You know what? I was on the phone with my insurance agent today because I'm doing some stuff. I have some discussions. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to say, hey, by the way, I have X amount, I think, value in collectibles. Can I insure this? I'm curious.
Oh.
I don't even know.
Of course, he's going to want to sell you a policy to insure that.
I feel like you can insure anything, right? It's just how much do you want to pay?
A wedding ring, you could insure anything.
Yeah, so...
Well, I'm only saying this is like because like with our own personal experiences and anything like that. Like I just went to your store the other day, and like just because your building had like an issue, like you had some of your stuff get ruined, right?
Yes.
And so in that aspect,
Which
does that
store?
make you fear?
Huntington Beach, the roof was leaking. It ended up leaking 3 times. It leaked all over some of our games, some of my comics. Then it ultimately ended up leaking on our router, so we lost all the internet for the weekend. Was a pain. Wow. But it didn't. Did it destroy anything? Yeah, it destroyed some of the stuff we had on the ground. Got wet.
Was it rain coming in or like the AC units leaking?
Rain every time, because we've had a lot of rain recently. So it was rain coming in. Not massive amounts of damage. And the landlord was actually cool. Came in and was like, hey, we'll pay for your router. How much was that? And I was like, it actually was $1,000. You pay $1,000 for that. So
they're not cheap.
I'd take $1,000 back.
Wow.
Yeah, that was nice of them.
$1,000 for a router?
That's what I was thinking.
My IT guy, it's an old Cisco router, and they're like expensive.
Oh, man, you can get something that's
I think
newer and better.
I think the landlord probably thought it was going to be like a couple $100, and I was like, "Here's the bill. It's $1,000. We'll see if they actually pay me." Nice. I know, but no, these Cisco routers. This thing is literally like this big.
Oh, it's a big boy.
It's a big boy.
Got it.
They're the routers that the way my IT guy explains it is they used to be like $3,000 routers.
Do you know what model it is?
I don't.
Okay. Ben, come on. Who knows?
I mean, that's actually what I do for a
724-815.
living. I'm in the Cisco networking.
What?
Are you?
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm...
Oh.
Can you give me a router?
So my IT guy is in Connecticut. I don't have an IT guy locally. It would help to have an IT guy.
You do right
What are
there.
you talking about? He's
Bang,
literally,
boom,
that's
bing,
what he...
bong.
Bing bop boom bang.
Bing, bing, bop.
That was epic. That was epic.
That's the Kendrick song. Bing bang boom bop.
Boom, bop.
Heck yeah.
But I guess like kind of like what I'm saying is like we've, you know, unfortunately we know people with, like even in California with the fires, like their entire collections got burned down.
Yep.
Like
Do you?
personally.
Does nobody here has anything insured, right? This
Oh, dude, I don't own
Raw
it.
dogging it, baby.
that might be insured under your homeowner's policy.
I think my wife has something insured. I will be honest. I did start moving. I'm just gonna put it out. I actually moved a lot of those games out. Some of the heavier ones.
To somewhere else?
But somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I'm online. What if a weirdo one day?
Very true.
A lot, not a lot. There's a good amount of those that are empty now that I'm like, I don't want them in the house. Yeah.
I'm more worried about that than anything is probably theft.
Yep.
Like even if I got like this new thing I'm working on and it put all my expensive stuff out, I almost like it at home in a closet. Sitting there.
Safe.
I feel like that's the
Yeah, that's what I did. So for my storage unit, I have tons of stuff in there, but like the most valuable things I have at the house, like my games and stuff.
I know. I just like want them nearby, under a bed or something like that.
Yeah, even though my homeowner's insurance
better
does
that way.
cover the storage unit to only a certain degree. But like, you know, the storage unit that I'm in, I chose it because it was very secure, and they even talk about how they won an award from the police station because they don't have any break-ins.
You know, but there's guys with, you know, all sorts of us, right? We all have huge collectibles. There's got to be somebody out there that I'm curious that probably has their stuff in.
For sure,
do
we're probably
have-
the laughing stock right now.
Well, no, I mean,
idiots.
well, yeah, but I mean, no one really like this is the hardest part, right? Like, really, no one ever really prepares for like the worst to happen.
Yeah.
But like, it feels like the worst is keep happening around us since it's happening to people that we do know, And it's just kind of like, I kind of just wanted to bring attention to people, like kind of like alternatives. Like there are insurance agencies that would do it, like that advertise it. Like Allstate does it. Like you can call them for an estimate. And like this isn't a sponsor, or like there's a thing that's like Collect Insure that you can contact for your collectibles, and they can do another estimate on like what you think and what the estimator would think.
What do you think? Do you think you'd have to send them pictures of everything? Or
I think they would
catalog it?
probably, just like anything, would send out an adjuster, you know, like that. Like they would, and then you would probably
I
have
feel like
to.
the adjuster would be like, have to like ask you for help. Like,
But,
okay,
I mean,
yeah,
but I feel like because you're offering that service, they're probably already somewhat an expert in the field, right?
even in retro games though.
Well,
I'd be like in everything. Like, I mean, like paintings and things of that nature.
that's right. Like paintings, how do you value
Yeah,
some
like
of that?
there could be like a Van Gogh, like that one that just got found.
I like what the only time I dealt with this recently was when I had a break in at the Huntington Beach store. Guy broke in, took a bunch of like DS games and some other stuff. And
That's what he chose to steal.
he stole, like the whole case of DS games. So, and I don't have an inventory on all of that. And I'm like,
Aren't those in the glass and the front?
yeah, they were in the front. And then he took like some consoles down. He took a bunch of stuff. And so the adjuster asked me, well, like, what's the value, right? You have to come up with something. I was like, $3,000? I don't know. Like, you just had to come up with a number.
$10,000.
Did your like your premium go up because of that?
No.
Like for a business?
No, because I think in the world of insurance, like $3,000 is like nothing to them. You know what I mean?
I don't know. There's a reason why a lot of the insurances have left during the fires. It's not.
Yeah,
just
but that's
nothing to
because
them.
of the Mother Nature out
Well,
here.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
those
yeah.
fires, I mean, you're talking billions probably of dollars in that.
and infrastructure
Yeah,
and just
that's-
things like that. Yeah.
I know even like I'm going for some insurance right now, and all the insurance agents, I was getting some quotes the last few days. They've all said, A, you have to be patient. We're having a really tough time even getting quotes out right now.
Yeah.
And B, just be prepared. Whatever you get, it's going to be way higher than you're ever expecting across the board with like all insurance.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on behind the scenes on everything with that, but like I just literally was looking at quotes today, and my insurance agent was like, "So what'd you think of the quotes that you got?" And I was like, "I seemed kind of high," and he's like, "Yeah, everything's just like sky high."
But you know what? I do feel like this is an important topic because I feel like probably most guys that collect, and girls, retro, does anybody insure it? Probably not,
I would is your collection big enough to where you feel that like if you were to lose it, could you, insure
Yeah,
it?
because you buy a
Impossible.
$20 game here, a $50 game here, a $100 game here. You don't realize that your entire collection is worth like
There's some people
20
that-
grand, 50
yeah.
grand, 100 grand. I mean, that's a lot of money that, you may not realize that you've accumulated over.
I mean,
20
I've
plus
seen
years.
people's price charting lists, and
Yeah, for
some
sure.
people show me and it's 180K, and I'm like, I couldn't even imagine having that at the moment. like,
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
so that's an easy way to send something to like
Yeah, there you
the
go.
insurance agent. You could just put it into
If you're
price
tracking.
charting and lot calculated or whatever.
But I mean, like
Yeah.
you also got to think about like even a store or a person like Ryan, Fire and Ice, who had the sealed stadium events, and that thing's like well over 100.
Knowing Ryan, I bet you he has it insured.
No, I wouldn't
he
doubt
does.
it. No, I'm just saying
He's
that.
smart.
Yeah, yeah.
Smarter than
I'm just saying, as in perspective, for people who have things that you can't just move on the go, right? Like, let's say you got a kiosk or something, and you're like, shoot, this is like $2,000, but I can't take this with me as a disaster is happening.
Jeez, you know what? As I'm thinking about it, my stores are insured, but my house is probably not insured. I have my expensive collectibles at my house, but I probably should have them at my store.
So they're insured.
So they're insured. If they're just physically there, they're covered.
Yeah, but that's the more likely place that
Like
somebody's
theft.
going to break into.
I know. I want to get like one of those walk-in bank safes.
Should.
Yeah, why not, dude? I mean, you
Like the
should.
giant ones.
No, you should. That is a huge investment. That
I
would
think I
probably-
might get a big giant safe.
And I feel like that's what also Ryan would have to do as well if he has it at his store. Like, you just have to have
Giant
that.
bank safe, bro.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
was
saved that guy in Twilight Zone.
as
Ever saw that
a
episode?
giant safe.
Yeah. You see the episode? The guy who was obsessed with reading, and then he went in the bank vault to get something, and then while he was in there, there was a nuclear explosion, and the entire world was died.
What is
and
this?
he walks out,
Oppenheimer?
There's nothing
and
there.
it's just him.
That's awesome.
And he has his glasses on, and he's like all excited, and he sees a library, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, finally, I'm gonna have all the time in the world to read all these books. There's a grocery store, I can read all these books, and then the episode ends with him going to pick up a book, and his glasses fall and they break,
Oh yeah.
and it shows his vision, and it's just blurred as can be. And
And
he's
he
like,
just, no.
it's actually sad. The actor did a great job. The way he just says like, "That's not fair. That's not fair," and like it's almost like he's about to cry, and it ends, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
Like because he couldn't get his glasses fixed or
So
find.
now
Yeah.
he can't enjoy anything.
Nothing.
Because he can't see.
Nothing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. Because if the world ended, think about it, like glasses. You can't just go find other glasses.
Yeah, you'd have to
They're
like
meant
learn
for
how to
your eyes.
cut your own lenses.
Yeah,
Dang,
you
that
could
would
never
suck, dude.
figure that
I
out.
remember when that episode ended, I was like, I'm like depressed. Like that was not good, but great episode.
I also put a note in this, just like for Ben, because Ben has like kind of an interesting dynamic where he's got like water sprinklers around his house.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so I live in a condo complex, and it was built in '89. I don't know if this was required back then or at some point, but like I have these sprinkler heads like all throughout my condo. I must have like a dozen of them, and you know I put stuff like maybe at the top of a shelf in my closet. They're like in my closets,
Dang.
and so like when I'm hanging a shirt. I have to like slow down and make sure I don't touch that sprinkler thing, because I talked to my HOA and they say that if that goes off, I have to call like the fire department and just wait it out until they get there. So that means for like 15 or more minutes, then my condo is just going to flood out basically. And those things, they spray. Like I've seen on YouTube, you know, sprinkler heads go off and they shoot a lot of water, man.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's not only going to destroy like my collection, but it's going to destroy my condo. And so like I'm deathly afraid of these things going off, but like I can't like do anything about it other than like move into a home, which I can't afford out here in SoCal.
Why not?
No, but it is a real thing that can happen, and it's unfortunate that it does happen to people, and you just in that moment you have zero clue if you can get all of it out, right?
I mean,
Like,
those stories I heard of, you know, in the Palisades with the fires, and I think one guy
Even-
you sent, he lost his collection.
even
Pretty
the guys that you guys have visited, the SC3 guy,
He was on that forum, yeah, the SC3 guy. It wasn't the main guy.
It wasn't the main guy.
No, it was some other guy.
It was a guy, a member of that group.
Yes.
He said he lost it all.
Yeah. it's
so
pretty
unfortunate. Like
It
that's
really is, man.
and even David, Collector Protector's brother, lost their home as well, like in that whole
Crazy.
thing. So it's like you think about,
Horrible.
yeah, it is brutal, and that's kind of like what kind of spawned this. It wasn't more of like let's bring light to like what you should do. Like we're not victim blaming. There's like you can't control anything like that. It was more of like how do you prevent it, and it may cost money, but at least insurance does give you that little bit of closure, but reassurance of like.
Yep.
Like, hey, like I might not be able to get these unique items back, but at least like I'm not going to be financially hurting.
I'm going to get a quote. I want to see. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm going to say for X amount.
For you, for sure. For me, like I don't have anything really worth more than 1,000.
That's why I
or two.
moved a lot of my stuff because I'm like, well,
You got a couple games worth over 1,000.
for sure. And I'm like, if something ever happened, I'd rather
Makes me
have
worry.
them in a place where I don't care where they.
I'm not gonna lie, it makes me worry for Ricky. 'Cause-
Don't give out his address.
no, but he's got a lot, and like I bet you he doesn't even think
Well, I mean,
about things like
90%
that.
of the people watching probably
Yeah.
have tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, half the time the viewers send us pictures of their collections. It's
Yeah, if
Bro,
you've been
shout out.
collecting,
Yeah, you first.
if you've been collecting for at least 2 years, you got 10 grand, if not.
easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like even like shout out to Justin Oleski out there. He has like 4 complete sets he was telling me of like PS2, GameCube and all that stuff, and like his price starting value is like way over the
Oh, yeah.
100K mark, It's like things like that I hear and I freak out for him because it's like I don't ever want anything bad to happen to anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's obviously what you don't think about. So we've had the shed flood and we talk about it here and there, but you lost a lot of stuff, and it was very small, but still a lot.
Yeah, some Wii's, VHS, some paper, I think.
Yeah, I lost some good stuff too.
Oh, in the
Probably
flood.
around like
Yeah.
like $1,500 to $2,000 worth of stuff.
Probably a little more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Now,
a lot.
The other question that would come up, so we're talking about insurance, but if you had like 100,000 in value, right?
Yeah.
Then you should be able to like get loans against it and stuff potentially. I know recently, like I was going for a loan, and actually they do like that asset thing. You ever seen one of those sheets where they say, what's your assets? What do you have in your bank account?
Zero.
What do you have in your cars? What do you have for real estate? And there's one on there that was other, and I asked my bank, I said to her, I said, I have a lot of money in collectibles. And she's like, yeah. She's like, put that on there and put a number of what that's worth. So did I get a loan against the collectibles? No, not necessarily, but it was put into my net worth.
Sure.
It was calculated in.
Interesting.
Yeah, I put 1 stadium events.
My NES collection.
That is huge too, man. Just the amount, like it's crazy. But yeah, like I said, I would check out like Collect Insure, Allstate. There's also American Collectors Insurance. Those are just the 3 that I ended up searching that do collectibles. And maybe you guys can go out and maybe it helps you out there if something prevents it. So I just want to be able to be safe. That's it.
Yeah, it makes you rethink. You kind of look around and go, interesting.
Yeah.
This makes you stare at your collection a little differently. Hold your games tight tonight.
They hold it tight.
Bring me my little Samson. It's still in there. Not for long,
Samson
though.
up there? Nice.
It is for now.
Oh man,
It's just such a good display because I don't have a case for it. The other ones with the mini boxes, I feel like I can display them without.
For sure.
You know what I mean? They still
They're
look
not
good.
on display.
But like
the card.
Flintstones and Little Samson is loose, so I want it up there. You know?